Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you how to roast Napa Jack's Chipotle Cabernet barbecue pork loin. Now, I love doing pork loins, especially on the weekend, because you can feed everyone the whole weekend long. Now, this is only half of a pork loin. This is about 1.6 kilograms, and that's like 3.5 pounds, okay? I'm going to start with the fatty side, and I'm going to start preparing it. I'm going to take a nice sharp knife, and I'm just going to score it. Cut through that fat, but not all the way through the meat. You want to just kind of open up that fat so it makes it easier to render, and you can get the spices in a little closer to that meat as well. Beautiful. So do a nice pattern if you want. That's what I'm doing. The fat is where lots of the flavor is. Now, I'm going to pan fry this first. I'm going to sear it on all sides. I have some bacon fat going. So if you have bacon fat, that's great. If not, use some olive oil or whatever kind of oil you prefer. I'm going to rub it with this gorgeous Napa Jack's Chipotle and honey rub. Okay, that's how I'm starting this off. This is one of my very favorite rubs that I've ever had. It is especially good on corn on the cob. I mean, with butter. Wow, it's outrageous. And it has spices including chili pepper, salt, garlic, honey, cane sugar, brown sugar, orange peel, and natural smoke. So check this out. This is what it looks like. Make sure you check out my review on this and all my recipes I've done with it. Gorgeous stuff. And it just looks like it's ridiculously flavorful. And it is. So we're going to generously coat our pork loin with this rub, as well as some pepper. So I'm going to start off with my pepper, freshly ground, of course. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, get out to our store online at shop.cookingwithkimberly.com, because this is an essential item in your kitchen for some nice, fresh, amazing flavor. You'll really love using your mortar and pestle. I use mine every day. So I'm going to generously, and I'm actually going to rub this in. This is called a rub. I don't always do that. Sometimes I just lightly season, but this is such an awesome rub that I want to really do it up. Okay, so I'm going to push this all in. You want to make sure it kind of gets in between those little scores that you just made too. Make sure you get those sides. Try to use one hand for the spices and one hand to rub it in. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the exact same thing. You want to make sure that it really gets in there. I'm preheating my pan. Make sure you do that. And I'm also preheating my stove. My stove is on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's how we're going to finish it in the oven. This is just to get a nice brown color, get some caramelization started, and just, you know, get those flavors woken up. Now you want to make sure that the oil in your pan is dancing, so to speak. It's nice and hot. So I have it heating on a really high heat, and that's how I'm going to sear it. It's going to be really, really quick. We're going to get a nice brown crust, and then we're going to throw it in the oven. So I'm using also a pan that can go into the oven that has a stainless steel handle as well. So make sure that's hot. Splash some water in there. If it sizzles, you're ready to go. This looks great. It smells amazing. Now we're also going to use some barbecue sauce, but I'm going to start that glazing in the oven a little bit later after the pork roast has been going for a while. Now this is Napa Jack's Chipotle Cabernet barbecue sauce. Check out my review on this too. It is ridiculously good, and it's a really great pairing with the Napa Jack's Chipotle honey rub and the Chipotle Cabernet barbecue sauce. It is getting warm out now, and everyone's kind of feeling like barbecue again. It's really exciting. Okay, that's nice and hot. So into the pan with the fat side that I started with first, okay? That's going to be the top side in the oven. So just get all those nice spices. You don't want to waste any of these into the pan. There you go. That's what you want to hear, is a nice sizzle. Now these spices are going to brown pretty quickly. However, you want to make sure that that crust is nice and brown. So don't mess with it for a couple minutes. And when you're ready to, you think you're ready to flip it, just peek underneath and make sure it's nice and browned first. Don't turn it until then. Don't mess with it. Now carefully flip that pork loin, but flip it away from you in the oil so the oil doesn't splash on you, because it's super duper hot. Okay? All right, those spices have browned up nicely. That's exactly what we want. Nice crust. Get that going. All right, so my oven is preheated, and this is going to go in just a couple of minutes. It's going to finish browning on the bottom, all right, in the oven, this bottom part. So don't fret. You don't have to probably do it as long as the top side at all. I'm also going to add a bay leaf for some aromatics. All right, that's nice and browned. I'm going to throw it in the oven. Sometimes I put my splash guard in the oven just to keep my oven clean too. So a pork loin that's between 3 and 5 pounds is going to take roughly 20 to 25 minutes per pound. So So that's going to be a little while, and you're looking for an internal temperature of about 155 degrees. Once it hits that, you can take it out of the oven, cover it with some foil, and it'll continue to raise in temperature to the required 160 degrees. So right now, you're going to notice that you have a nice brown crust. We don't really need to brown it anymore in the oven, so I'm going to cover it now with a loose foil tent to keep it from burning. I don't want those spices to burn. I just want them to stay nice and brown. But you don't want it to steam in there. So make sure the tent is nice and loose so the air can continue to circulate and it'll continue roasting properly. My roast should roughly take 1 hour and 10-ish minutes. So I'm going to check it, in intervals. I'll probably check it in 20 minutes just to make sure all is well in the oven. You want to make sure that nothing's burning, all is going properly. And I'm going to check it in about 45 minutes too. Then I'm going to start basting it with some barbecue sauce closer to the end. So it's going to look like maybe it's at the 45 minutes I might add a nice little glaze of the barbecue sauce and then add another little glaze shortly thereafter. Okay, that's kind of my plan. Well, all right. This has been going for roughly 50 minutes and it's looking absolutely lovely. The fat has started to render out of the top part, leaving you with some nice drippings that don't throw out. And it looks awesome. It smells amazing. Mom, you're just in time. We're having Napa Jack's Chipotle Cabernet Barbecue Pork Loin Roast tonight.
Wow.
With some rice. I'm getting my rice ready now. This is going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to put it in for maybe another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to start glazing with barbecue sauce. Doesn't it look lovely?
Smell good.
Smells good?
Look at that.
Smells
Beautiful. Beautiful, honey.
There.
Gorgeous.
Like that?
Mhm.
I rubbed it with that Chipotle honey rub, and then I'm going to glaze it with the barbecue sauce.
Beautiful.
So back into the oven, maybe another 10 minutes. All right, this is ready to baste with barbecue sauce. And we're gonna do it up here. Now I'm gonna use this Chipotle Cabernet. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Get that on, slather it on nicely. I'm just gonna use a basting brush and I'm gonna get all I can. If you wanna put it in a bowl first, go ahead and do that. You don't wanna contaminate your jar, your bottle. Oh, the smell is unreal. Oh, I love this stuff. They have the most wonderful barbecue sauces from Napa Jack's. I can't even tell you. Hey, Mom? What a treat.
Delicious.
What a treat. It's been a while since we had some barbecue, Mom.
Well, it's coming on to spring. It's time for barbecue.
I know. Everyone's got that spring fever. It's not quite warm enough for me to get out there and start barbecuing today, for my liking. But you sure can get that flavor in the house. All right, back into the oven, uncovered, probably for another 10 minutes or so. I just want it to kind of dry out. I don't want it to be all wet. Okay, and it goes. Oh, this looks absolutely heavenly. We've got some gorgeous drippings in the bottom that are going to be perfect on our rice. I'm going to do another coating of the barbecue sauce. Just a nice quick one. Oh yeah. Glaze that up. That'll be maybe another 5 minutes. And we're ready to take this guy out. It looks so good and smells, oh, just heavenly. Divine. Look at this. Oh man. This is done. It looks beautiful. The barbecue sauce has kind of dried it out a little bit, and we're ready to eat in about 10 minutes. I'm going to cover this up with a loose foil tent and let it rest. If you try and slice into this right now, you're going to lose all that moisture that you've been really trying so hard to retain by searing it and, cooking it properly. So let that rest for 10 minutes before even messing with it at all, okay? That's it. See you in 10. Okay, I'm going to remove it from the pan ever so gently and put it on a cutting board so you can get at it. The crusty coating on the outside is so inundated with flavor now with that barbecue sauce too. It's going to be nice and spicy, like hot chili spicy too. Woo, from that Chipotle. I'm going to give some nice thin slices and see what we're working with. Oh, juicy, just what we want. I'm kind of cutting it on a bias. The meat. Oh, look at this meat. It looks beautiful. I'll show you this piece. It is so full of moisture. It's still nice and juicy. You've got that crust on the outside. Let's try some. Boy, that's good. Pork is perfect with barbecue sauce. It goes beautifully with chili. Oh, that is so flavorful. That outside coating, unreal. A triumph. Gorgeous pork loin. Now this barbecue sauce is sweet, it's smoky, it's spicy, it's a little bit tangy. The chipotle honey rub is just full of all kinds of flavor. Pork is just such a delicious savory meat to begin with, and the fat helps carry that flavor throughout of all these things. What a beautiful culmination of events today. This meat is moist and juicy, it is savory, it is outstanding. Anyone's gonna love this. Beautifully done. And I have a beautiful amount of the drippings to pour all on my rice. Ooh-wee. That's a gorgeous weekend meal. I hope that you try it. That's how you roast Napa Jack's Chipotle Cabernet barbecue pork loin. It's out of this world, I'm telling you, off the Richter scale. Okay, that's it. Check out winecountryKitchens.com online for this barbecue sauce, their whole line of these barbecue sauces, as well as this gorgeous rub that you're gonna love. Just gonna love these. They're good on everything, I'm telling you. WineCountryKitchens.com. They do such a good job at all their stuff. I'm telling you, this line of Napa Jack stuff, boy, it really kicks up your cooking to a whole nother level. All right? Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at Facebook.com/CookingWithKimberly. My shows are on iFood.tv/CookingWithKimberly, YouTube.com/CookingWithKimberly, and you can find my channel on Roku. It's Cooking with Kimberly. Come to my website at CookingWithKimberly.com and subscribe. Interact with us and let us know what's going down in your culinary world. All right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.